build and run of a Hello World program in this lesson just to get us started. So let's open up Eclipse. Okay, so here we are with the welcome page, which is the first thing you'll see. We want to close this down so that we can get to work. If you ever want to view that page again, just select Help Welcome and it will pop back up. Once we've closed it, it won't reappear the next time you open Eclipse. You can see here that it's got links to tutorials, news and other bits and pieces that you might want to look at in the future. Okay, let's create our first program. Head over to File, New, Project, and then in this dialog box find C++ and select C++ Project. Click Next. Now we need to give our project a name, so let's just call it Hello. We want to keep this default location option checked. That just means that it will store the source and other files in the default workspace directory under your home folder. Next we want to select Hello World C++ project under project type, and then make sure that you select Linux GCC under the toolchains option. This cross GCC option is for cross-compiling executables for a target platform other than our computer, so we won't be using that in this course. Click Next and you can fill in your name if you want to. This information will be added to the comments section at the top of the files. Ignore the copyright notice and leave the other fields as they are. You can see the greeting here as Hello World with lots of exclamation marks. You can change it if you want it to say something else, but I'm going to leave it as it is. Okay, so click Next. This takes us into the Build Configurations dialog. You can set Eclipse up to build multiple different configurations, by which I mean build settings. So for example, the defaults provided to us are a debug build and a release build, which is what we've got here. The debug build will be built with the debug compiler option on, and the release build won't be. These are all editable settings and we'll look at where to find them in the next module. You might also want to add other custom build configurations in the future for projects you work on with different levels of optimization, for example. But for now, we just want to accept the default, so click Finish. Okay, so because this is the first time we've done anything in Eclipse, it's now asking us if we want to open what's known as the C++ perspective. Because Eclipse can be used for multiple programming languages, it has various views where the window layout and toolbars are customized for the language that you're using. We always want to use the C++ perspective when we're working in C or C++, so we want to check the box to remember our decision and select Yes. Right, here we are, our first project in Eclipse CDT. You can see the Project Explorer on the left with the Hello folder. That's where all our project files live. In the editor window, we've got our hello.cpp source file, and then to the right and bottom, we've got several other windows which are a bit squashed on my screen, but we'll look at them all in turn further down the line. Now, before we do anything else, we want to select Project and uncheck this Build Automatically option. Eclipse has this set as the default, but for C++ development, it's not very helpful. Leaving this checked will mean Eclipse will try to build your project whenever you make any changes, and we don't want that. We only want to build our project when we've finished writing or editing code, not whenever we type anything into the editor. So if we have another look in that menu now, you can see the tick next to Build Automatically has disappeared, so that's good. We do actually want to build our project now, so if you hover the mouse over the hammer icon, which means build, you'll see that it gives you a tooltip explaining that this button will build the debug configuration, which Eclipse has chosen as the default, and that's fine, for the project Hello. So click the button and the project will build. Okay, so if we just shift this window up a little bit, we can see there are no problems in the problems window, and if we switch to the console window, which will be the build output and program output for console programs, there is a message saying build finished, took 110 milliseconds. Good. Let's now go to the run button, which is this little green arrow, and click it. Okay. We get a pop-up saying the selection cannot be launched and there are no recent launches. This is happening because Eclipse has never run this program before, so it doesn't know what to do. That's fine. Click OK to close the error and then right-click the project and select Run As local C++ application. This tells Eclipse how to run the program, and you can see that the hello world message suddenly appears here in the console output, so our program has executed successfully. You can now use the green arrow button to run the program as usual, and Eclipse will remember what it's supposed to do. Okay, so that was pretty straightforward. You can try Hello World in C2 if you want to. In the next lesson, we're going to discover how to import existing code into Eclipse and edit the build and project settings.